Yo, this is it. I'm Mr. Fate, and you're listening to Attack the Beats on IllMuzik.com. Once again, it's another 5 beats, another 5 reviews. And before we get into it, just want to make sure that everybody's checking out the YouTube channel. If you haven't checked it out already, I got some videos up on there. Some of it is philosophy. Other videos are about teaching and coaching and tutorials, of course, and just beat making videos. So if you're into all that stuff and you want to watch some videos about beat making and all that good stuff, then go check it out. Make sure you subscribe and like the video, and more importantly, actually, is share the videos and share the channel. Let everybody know that it exists, because you gotta promote it, man. I want to become a YouTube star. But yeah, spread the word. So all right, so let's get into it. First up, we got Beats by Black. It was so good. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Beats by Black. It was so good. All right, so for this one, obviously you sampled James Brown. That's dope. And it's a dope flip. I like what you did with it. It's good how you just use a little, that's how you usually use James Brown samples, right? You use his voice, and it's got this little, just a little piece of his voice. That's all you need, really, right? And I think, though, that the thing that really took it away from me was the downside was the mix, because it was just so loud, and the thing is because usually I get mixes like that where they're very loud and all that stuff, but in your case it's because you have that hand clap, right? So see that snare, it's a hand clap, it's so piercing, you know what I mean? So I would just tone down the mix because everything was very, very loud, even though I did like the sound of the mix because it was clean, the whole beat was clean. I like that. Your low end was great with the kick, and the use of the sample with the horns and all that stuff. It's great. It's just that the whole mix itself, like I said, it's just that it's very, very loud. So you just got to tone it down a bit, just bring it down a bit. And as far as the snare, actually I was hoping I was expecting the snare to come in, but instead it was just the hand clap thing. And that's okay. It sounded fine. It's just that I was just expecting a snare to go along with that. I thought the hand clap actually was just for an intro. You know what I mean? So, maybe you could bring in the snare later on to replace the hand clap just to change it up or whatever. Because, as you go on, especially into the second minute, it's just you have the same kind of thing, right? The same beat, a little repetitive. So maybe do that. Maybe have it change up where you just bring in the snare or whatever. So. But anyway, give that a try. But the main thing is the mix. The main thing is to make sure you just get the levels down on everything, you know. And I know it's trouble for a lot of beat makers, but you got to do it, man. So, but it's a dope beat. All right, next up we've got Clems with That's It. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Clems, but that's it. All right, so this one's unique because obviously you're focusing on the bass, right? You're having this whirling bass, and even though it sounds good, it's got that nice, a nice whirring sound and all that. I immediately thought of when you listen back to that song years ago by Dead Prez, Hip Hop, and it's got that type of bass, right? Just like, and it's good and all that, but the difference is that theirs was a much slower tempo. Yours, you got a much more up-tempo track here. So if you're going to use that kind of bass, I would slow down the tempo, bring it down, because you're borderline reggae dancehall at this point, So, I mean, when you're talking to hip-hop, I don't know if this is necessarily classified in hip-hop. I mean, you're kind of borderline here, But it is good what you did, though. I did like it. Drums are on point. And I think the main thing was the fact that you had that synth there, that high-pitched synth that came in. I mean, right at the beginning too. It's good. It works well with everything. I just think it's kind of at a place, I find. Like maybe if you can use that same sound, but maybe just pitch it down a bit, or if you have the same range but just a different instrument, I don't know, something like that. Because I don't know, like especially at the beginning, it's really noticeable. It just sounds very very piercing, I would say, I guess, ear piercing or something, but it is good for how you used it, so but I would just try to experiment with something else to substitute that, so you don't just have that, because maybe some people will feel the same way, right? Maybe it's just kind of like, okay, I'm not crazy about that sound, but I don't know, but besides all that, though, I mean, the mix, you got to work on the mix, man, because the mix is great. I mean, I like how you structured your whole beat and everything. I do like that, but it's the loudness, man. I don't know what you guys are using. For your mixes, man, but everything's so loud. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's the industry today. I don't know. But just be careful, man. Just be careful with the mix. But yeah. But try something different with that synth. Just try to pitch it down just slightly so it's not so high, not so high pitched and all that. But and of course, like I said, the tempo, try to bring it down, see how it sounds, because then it's a little more hip hop, right? If you bring it down the tempo, right now it's pretty fast, So because I was listening to it and I actually thought of it sounded kind of like a dancehall track, actually. So, but yeah. All right. So next up, we've got TJ Sounds with Not a Game. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was TJ Sounds with Not a Game. All right, so on this one, the thing is that when you use that sample, that main sample that you have, okay, I mean, it sounds good. I like it. But you have a few parts where you're just cutting it off abruptly, and a lot of guys do that, and when you have somebody like DJ Premier that's been doing that for years or whatever, but you have to use it the right way. If you're going to cut it off like that, it can't be so abrupt, it's fine to just have like a stab, right? You're just having this stab sound come in, but it's got to have like some kind of tail to it. You got to have it trail off somehow, so, and if you really can't, then just try to fade it out. But then it kind of changes the sound in a way, you know what I mean? So, because you can fade it out, but then you got to have some kind of background music, So, to me, it's like there's a few things. I mean, first of all, you could just fade it out, but then the whole sound, I would just bring the sound down a lot so that you don't notice it, because it's such a short sample. So, the other option, which I would probably use, is since it's so short, is put some kind of delay on it. Okay, a very subtle delay, so you're just delaying the tail end of that sample, of that sound, and you'll notice it's going to fill that space out. Okay, I mean, don't even go with reverb because that's just going to accentuate it, so you don't want that. But just some delay, just to kind of, just try to extend that sample. And the other option too, the third option, is just to try to stretch the sample somewhat, and then tail it off with a fade or something. Because it's noticeable. I mean, you can get away with it still, but it's just that for me, I mean, I always try to fill out that space. I don't want to have this sample just chop off abruptly like that. So, but for the beat itself, I do like the whole structure of it. I really like how you built it all up, and I like how you transition into the little breakdown part where it's just the low end, the lo-fi and stuff. That's really, really good. The other thing too is the drums, though, is that I don't know if you put some kind of effect on it, but it sounds like the drums are like in the background or something. It kind of sounds like they're like in a bathroom or something. Like one of those reverbs where it sounds like it's in a bathroom. It just sounds like this. So I don't know if it's an effect or if it's just the sound of the drum samples you're using, but either way, it's got a different sound compared to the rest of the samples. So you might want to check that. So, but I do like it. It's a good beat. I just think it needs to be tweaked a bit here and there, and you'd be good to go. All right, so next up we got Exclusive with Never. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was Exclusive with Never. All right, so this one's interesting because, okay, I'm always talking about mixing and how it's got to be done right and all that. And in your case, you know, this is the thing, man. I mean, the beat is really, really good. It's just the mix needs work. And the thing is that I would use this as a perfect example to show people, okay, you got a really good beat right here, but it's just the mix is what's really messing things up here, you know, because when you start off with that sound at the beginning, okay, I can't remember how to call that exactly, how to describe it, but right off the bat, okay, it's very loud, okay, and I would bring that down for sure, okay, and especially, the reason why is because especially later on, when you drop in that synth, it goes, you know, it's so in tune with the synth, it sounds so nice, but it's overpowering. Okay, I would definitely bring that down in the mix and have the synth as the focus. I mean, you do, but it's just I would focus on the synth a lot more than you have now, because like I said, that other sound's really overpowering as far as I'm concerned. And it's too bad because it's a really good beat. I really like this, and the synth is so dope. I love that. It's just that I don't hear enough of it because of that other sound, you know, so I want to hear more of that synth. It's so dope. And then you have the drums are on point. I like it, but the kick, it's distorted because the whole mix is very much in the red. It's distorted, but I could definitely hear it with the kick, so I would definitely fix the kick. And the rest is really good. I really like it. I just think that the overall mix needs to be really tightened up. If you can just, you know, just mess with the levels. I'm not even talking effects here. I'm just talking about messing with the levels and just keep everything below the red. Then you could just apply, you know, a bit of some kind of mastering effect on top, and then you're good to go. But yeah, it's too bad because the synth goes really well with that sound there, and it's just that, you know, that sound really takes away from it. I mean, it's just too loud in the mix. So I'd fix that, fix the kick, and just tighten up everything overall so that it's not in the red. And it'd be really, really tight, you know, because I do like it. It's a dope beat. I could definitely hear some rapper on top of this, you know, because, yeah, it really flows nicely, this beat. I like it. So, but that's some dope synth, man. I like that shit. It sounds nice. All right, so next up, we got 013X with Water. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so that was 013X with Water. All right, so this one, you know, it's funny because at the beginning, I hear that sample, right, or the sound. I don't know if you made that yourself or the sample, but it's pretty fast and everything. I'm like, don't tell me you made the beat that fast. I thought you were going to match it up to that or whatever, but then I was thinking, oh, that'd be really good if they just, you know, if you just dropped it down, right? You have that sample, all of a sudden the beat drops in, but it's much slower and all that shit. And sure enough, that's what you did, you know? And so you have this fast sample, and then all of a sudden you bring in your drums, it's much slower, so it matches up nicely. It was good, and I was like, that's what I was expecting. and it just works really well. So the overall beat though, really dope. I'm really feeling this. Okay, the drums are on point. The bass is good. It's just enough bass. Okay, just enough. Then you have the smooth keys on top, and it's good. I like how it goes through and all that. Then you have a little change up. You bring the keys back in, everything. So everything sounds really tight. The mix is tight and everything. It's really nice. Sounds good. And it does have that smooth vibe. I do like it. I mean, it's got a nice smooth vibe on it and everything. And the only thing is, though, is I was just thinking if you would add something to it. If you add something to it, I would add some horns to this. Just add a horn. I mean, just like on the hook or whatever, just to bring out, just to accentuate everything else. Just to make the beat a little more lively or whatever. Because it's smooth and it's got a nice vibe and all that. But I think if you just want to bring a little more excitement to the beat, add some horns on the hook, and I think that would make a big difference. It would do wonders for the beat. So it's a very dope beat. It's just that. Yeah, man, I think if you add some horns, I think that would really be nice then. Then you'd have a really, really, really nice beat, But it's dope for what it is. It's good. Like I said, everything sounds nice and tight. And good job on the mix. And so maybe add some horns. Try that, man. See how it goes. And it's a dope beat. I like it. All right, so that's it from me. I'm Mr. Faye. This is Attack of the Beats. Keep sending your beats in. I'll keep reviewing them. And my favorite beat is... Drum roll, please. .013X with Water. Let's check it out.
Zero.